So thank you very much to the organizers, Bansi Sabu sir, for giving me this opportunity. Stress in our life is indispensable. It is inevitable. So today I'm going to take you through a journey of my life. The diabetic distress is only an addition of the diabetic problems that we have about the diet, about the exercise, how they feel guilty. But I want to take you back to a time in my life. But before that, I want you all to get up and dance with me. आवाज आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. I need the sound, please. Sound. The whole purpose is lost. आएगा ना? Jay, you can take picture from close by the time I'm getting ready. This is my name over here. Sound, please. No, the whole purpose is lost because all my presentations are with the music. I'll come back later then. Let the next speaker speak. Huh. Everybody, come on, show me some energy.
Too much head coming लगा.
Yes, like it.
Yellow.
कंट्रोल करो मेरे भाई, टक 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 करते ये दिल तक तक बोले अमृत सारी चूड़ियाँ, बात बड़ी है मस्तानी तो तरबूज कर ले गल्ला चूड़ियाँ, टन 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 टक 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 बोले ये दिल तक बोली अमृत सारी चूड़ियाँ, बात बड़ी है मस्तानी तो सिल्वर साली कल्ले गल्ला चूड़ियाँ. I have to restrict the time because I have got only 20 minutes. So I was not this kind of a chirpy, energetic, enthusiastic person few years back. I want to take you back to a time in my life. Even I get choked to think about that time, what kind of person I had become. It was a hot April morning. I was traveling with my two children. A 1-year-old was in my left arm and the 3-year-old was holding my right hand. How many of you from Mumbai? I was standing at the Mumbai local railway station to drop my children to the babysitter. Anybody from Mumbai who has traveled in the Mumbai trains? Trains, yes. Thank you. So you know the pain and the anxiety and the stress of catching a train. So I was there with my two children. I saw my train on the platform. So what do? We panic and we run, especially working women. We have no time at all for ourselves. So I ran. I scooped up the little one in my right arm, and both of us, 3 of us, were running. And I was loaded with bags and water bags and school bags and everything and books. And just as I was about to reach the platform near my train, my knees buckled and I fell flat on the hot concrete ground. My children were weeping, "Mommy, what are you doing? Mommy, what? Mommy, क्या कर रहे हो आप लोग? बहुत छोटे-छोटे थे ये लोग." I was completely demoralized. But the beauty of life is that when we are in such a situation, when I was down, I looked up. There were 10 hands around me, helping me pick me up. That's the beauty of life, that people are our asset and people are our strength, and we have to have the connection with people and good friendships in our life. I'll just keep on giving some of the punchlines in between when I'm talking about my journey. I told them I don't want to catch it. I want to catch this train. So they picked me up, they picked up my children, all my things, and they pushed me into the train. You don't have to climb a train, right? In Mumbai, you have to get pushed. In the train, I was again feeling so bad. My children were not letting me go, pulling my sari, and they were crying and sobbing. But I had to drop them, the babies. I had to go to work. I came back on the train and I realized that there was something wrong. How many of mothers here will realize that they don't even think about themselves when they're looking after their children? I realized at my excruciating pain in my right foot. By the time I reached my hospital, it was diagnosed, it was elephant foot. It had become so fat, and I was diagnosed with a fracture. I was put in a cast, but actually, my foot was immobilized, but actually, my life was immobilized. I thought like everything has come to an end now. Those are the times when we actually remember God. How many of you believe in the universe? The universe was showing me a lesson here. Yes, thank you, sir. The universe was telling me, where are you running, my dear? What are you running for? I didn't know. I was running from pillar to post, like many of us are doing, the youngsters especially. And I didn't know where I was running. This was an opportunity for me to take a pause, slow down my life. And as I was lying in the hospital bed, I remembered my mother. He told me a story. The story was the people who climb the mountains the fastest and who reach the top the fastest and who climb down the fastest. What do they miss, friends? They miss the beauty and the glorious view on the base of the mountain. He always told me, Dheere chalo, walk slowly, talk slowly, listen more, listen to the breeze, listen to the water, smell the flowers on your way. I wasn't listening. Why? Because I was only running and running and running. Next day, she was there in the clinic and she was shouting at me. You know, mothers, when they love you so much, they shout so much. How many of you have mothers like that? Show me by the raise of your hand. Yes, thank you. Two people have mothers like that, three people. Everybody has mothers who are very strict. So this mother of mine, she was there in the clinic and she screamed at the top of her voice, and my dad is telling her, koi baat nahi, chodo, chodo. He was telling me, when was the last time that you loved and played with your children? When was the last time you laughed, smiled, and had fun with your family? These questions are all meant for you. When was the last time that you sat and reviewed your life, or you had a cup of coffee by yourself? I was guilty as charged. I was crying. At that moment, my little one, the 1-year-old one, he just came crawling up to me with his baby sipper. And because I was crying, he just gave me that baby sipper as if he's telling me, Mama, I'm with you. I'm here to help you. Why are you so scared? And that, my friends, gave me the courage. And I realized that I'm going to be the master of my fate and the captain of my ship. Because why? I got a purpose in my life. The purpose was, as I was sitting in silence, all this happened. The purpose was that I want to become the best mom in the whole world. And I'm going to give these children unconditional love so that they grow and they blossom like beautiful flowers who are having absolutely in unique fragrance like each and every one of you here. My friends, you each and every one of you here is unique and you all carry an individual unique fragrance which you got to spread to the whole world. This purpose I got. Now what do? I'm down in the dumps. I have to do something. I have to take action. Purpose was very strong, very, very strong because that little baby showed me some direction in my life. But I had to take action. Any guesses? What did I do? I resigned from my medical college job the next day. I gave in my resignation. I didn't know how I was going to pay my installments. I was building my house with my husband. Both of us were associate professors in the medical college. I didn't know how I was going to manage. But I knew I had faith in the universe, and the universe is going to show me a way because my purpose is so strong. When the why is so strong, definitely we can find a way in our lives. And because of that, the mind decides something, the body will automatically. This is also a message to the diabetic patients that I give. It is diabetes treatment is not about exercise or eating or whatever it is. It is about your mind development. It's about the controlling of our mind. It's about strengthening our mind. When we decide and we believe in ourselves that yes, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be disciplined in my life, I'm going to be committed to the discipline, automatically the body and the mind are one complex and automatically it helps them. I'm going to take you through a closed eye exercise. Can you close your eyes and show you how it works? Can you hear the water? I want sound. Close your eyes. I have 5 videos, my dear. I need sounds, please. Close your eyes. Just think about, what do I really want in my life? Water is flowing. It has to be a water flowing sound. The sound is not coming. Why do I want what I want? Be there. Focus on the why. As a doctor, why do I want to be a doctor? I tell the patient, what do you want to do? Do you want to prioritize your health? That's how the story begins. Slowly open your eyes. Whether we want to prioritize our health, whether we want gadi, bangla, and all of that, everything is all right. But the thing is how we can pursue it in our life. And when we had the why, which is very strong, for me, my why was very strong. I set out to make my clinic and to plan my clinic immediately. As I resigned my job, I was spending more time with my children. Can you please get ready for the next slide? Because I need music for that. उसमें मजा नहीं आएगा बिना music के. As I was getting ready to play with my children, I was becoming more playful in my mind. And I want to tell you all, play and playfulness, to be childlike, is the most important thing in life. We are too serious about our lives and we take life too seriously, especially the diabetic patient, and I feel really bad for that. I want to take you back to a time when I was playing with my children. I was telling them stories. I started a storytelling class. Soon the storytelling class became into a bigger class, and I started what is known as a happiness school. And then after some time, the parents and the grandparents joined, and it became into a seniors club. And this contains diabetic and non-diabetic patients. Everybody was part of my club. One patient I'm especially remembering is one lady. She was 31 years of age. She was taking 138 units of insulin. Pretty long, big dose. She was wearing a mask during those days. I asked her, do you get time to walk? She said, do you get time to take care of your diet? He said, no. My husband was sitting in front of me, but I could not match eyes with him. The lady was matching eyes with me. We were having eye contact. I asked the husband, why is it that she doesn't find time? He said, I don't know. When the husband went out, she told me she doesn't get time because she has a little baby, 1-year-old baby at home. And the husband and the mother-in-law do not help take care of the baby so that she can go for a walk. Family has to be part of the treatment of diabetes. I only told her husband one thing. As you go out today, and I asked her what were your things that you wanted to do as a young girl. She said, I wanted to paint. And I told her husband, buy her canvas and buy her some paints as you're going out of the room. And he did. And she started painting, and she did some paintings, and after about 7 to 8 months, she came back to me with a small painting which she presented to me. And let me tell you, friends, there was a bounce in her walk. There was a glitter in her eyes. There was a twinkle in her eyes. Her weight was slightly less. We could reduce a little bit of her insulin. But the point I'm telling is the creativity, hobbies, whatever you can do in your life, especially the diabetic patient, it applies to all of us also. It helps the patient to reduce his sugar and to build that happiness state inside of yourself. This is a video I want to play. I want the sound very. This is about playfulness, about fun. I picked it up from the Instagram. The lady is very serious and the husband is very funny. So if the diabetic patient has got fun and laughter around them, they can get through the stresses of diabetes. She doesn't want to order food and he wants to order food. You got the point, I think. Did you? It was written in the thing, yeah. I can do like this also, no? Aa raha hai? Music aa raha hai? No, so this is the next slide. So I just wanted to tell about the fun and the happiness that you can have in your life, and the family is a part of the patient who has to help the patient to grow and to become little light-minded and not be very serious about life. I have a very fun husband in my life, and I have a very tranquil person in my life. I'm very lucky for that. And I published a book on the same subject, couples. I think there will be about couples they'll be coming after this, so I wouldn't want to talk much about that. But I'll give you a small incident about how to be funny and how you can have a funny mindset. Let us say that I'm sitting with my husband and I'm getting angry, very angry, and I'm shouting and shouting and screaming, and my voice is going up, and my husband is nodding, 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 nodding. And then suddenly I get the smell of an orange peel. He's chillowing a santra. And then I realize that something is going to happen now. My anger is going up and down. Just when I reach the top of my anger, he takes out a wedge of the orange. He just gives it to me. What happens? I start laughing and he starts laughing and the anger is dissipated. How we can help each other in our lives, even in diabetes, to get through stresses and strains by having that fun mindset. This is something which is very important. Before I go on to this, I'm reminded of my mom. She had a boisterous laughter. He laughed and the whole room reverberated. Can I see you laughing? Can I see you laughing? So, yes, laugh, just laugh. So, actually, yes, thank you so much. Actually, children laugh 300 to 500 times in a day. But we as adults have forgotten to even smile. Forget about laughter. Laughter is long, long way away. My mother, when she laughed, we were 4 daughters. We all started laughing with her. And my father used to say, "Why are you laughing?" What she would say, "I feel like laughing. You want to laugh?" And he would start laughing. So the point I'm trying to make is laughing is contagious, smiling is contagious. If we can smile with our worries and with all our frustrations with the diabetic patient, it's going to be easy for us to help the diabetic patient. Thank you. This is a question. My father had one tagline written in my house, "Be like water." Can I have some water? So the thing is, what are the qualities of water? Quenches your thirst. It is in flow. Water is always giving. It's beautifying. It's nourishing. It's transparent. It goes from higher to lower. It has no ego. Very flexible. It goes around small stones, big stones, bolsters, around everything. It's egoless, and it is, you boil it to 100 degrees centigrade and cool it down. It becomes komal, nirmal, शीतल. गुस्सा आया लेकिन ठंडा करना है. Absolutely. And there's one quality which is very, 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 very unique to water. And what is that? It can cut through stone. What does it mean? It has perseverance, persistence, and patience. In diabetes, we need all these three. And we have to be committed as doctors, be persistent and patient and perseverant to help the diabetic patient. Every time I was in trouble, my father used to make me ask me one question, and I'm asking all of you to ask that question whenever you're in trouble or you're having stuck up in your life. Am I giving? Or am I selfish? Or I'm only taking? Am I egoistic? At that moment, if you find that you're egoistic, flush your ego. Am I resilient? Am I rigid? Or am I flexible? Flexibility will make you go long, long way in your life. Even in diabetes, you have to be so rigid. You don't have to say कि ये करना है, ऐसा करना है, ऐसा. Commitment is there, definitely commitment and consistency is there. But are we being very rigid? And last but not the least, water can cut through stone. Why does it do that? Because of persistence. So I just wanted to bring this up, and the last and not the least is about water having flow. The way water is flowing, are we flowing with ourselves? Are we having a good chemistry with ourselves? Are we having the good chemistry with our family members, with our friends, with our colleagues, with our bosses, with our juniors, with our seniors? And that can come when we sit in stillness time. The first point that I mentioned was that when I was fractured, I was sitting in quietness and reflecting on my life. Friends, today, reflection. You ask anybody, they say, I have no time for reflection. But let me tell you, reflection and introspection is a very, very important tool, not only for doctors, as treatment givers, as caregivers, but also it's a very important tool for the patients to think about themselves. What do they want in their lives, and where are they going with what do they want? Why do they want it? Can they prioritize their health? And once they realize that they go within themselves, the young people may not agree with me. How many of you agree with this? Some of the young people will say, अरे क्या कौन बैठेगा चुपचाप, हमको नहीं बैठने का है, हमको नहीं बैठने को आता है. But there is not the way. He says willpower पे करेंगे. Willpower कैसे बनता है? विल पावर बनता है कि आपके इंटेलेक्ट को आप एक प्रॉमिस करो अपने आप को कि मैं आज ये नहीं करूंगा, मैं आज मीठा नहीं खाऊंगा. Then we say, okay, for 6 days I will not eat meeta. For 2 days I start, or I start for 1 hour, then 2 hours, then 3 hours, then 7 hours, like this. And we go on and on and on like this. When we promise ourselves, our mind becomes stronger. निश्चय करना है, promise करना है, and that is willpower. The willpower is a muscle. And who helps the willpower? The intellect. Intellect and mind and the body are one complex. The intellect has to be strong in order that the work happens in the patient's life. So are we in flow? The question is, are we in flow? So I have given almost all the points. What is our prescription that we want to give to our patient? If I am sitting in stillness time, then I can tell my patient to sit quietly. In the clinic also, I do that. I play music in my clinic, sir, and I play all of those things what I'm talking about. We have in our clinic, we have different things like Rangoli competitions, we have eating competitions, we have cooking competitions, singing competitions, and for public health programs, these are free of cost. If we call 3,000 patients, 25 will come, although they are free. But yet we do it. We love to do it because we call these people, and as they come in, they find that the people are there, the community is there, they feel supported, they feel encouraged, and they feel loved. My final thing is we are telling the patient to be mindful, to be in silent times, to disconnect with the phone. The biggest enemy today is our screen time. The screen is our biggest enemy, and can we disconnect from that in order to connect with the rest of the world? Connection, then we have self-care. People are not accepting themselves, self-acceptance. Can you just get up in the morning and look in the mirror and say your name? Let's do it now. Alka, I love you. Tell your name and say that sentence. Say that loudly. Yes, Sunil, I love you. What's your name, sir? Yes, say that. Gaurav, I love you. You're telling to yourself, okay? I love you also. So it's a question of looking into your own eyes. The eyes are the mirrors of the soul. How you can cultivate this. I'm showing you an experiential science today. How you can do this. Actually, it's not difficult. You're brushing your teeth. Before that, just look at yourself, look into your eyes and say that. And accepting yourself is the first step to treating diabetes. Can you accept yourself with all your flaws? Everybody who is non-diabetic also. We want to find faults with everybody. We have a fault finding machine in our head. Do you know what happens with that fault finding machine? We are creating more enemies. We are judging people. And for you, I have created something. This is my happiness school which I have. With the children, I have a very great time. This is the club that I have. People come. We have yoga classes. I'm a yoga teacher also. So I teach them pranayama, I teach them yoga, I teach them cooking. And we have a full team who is helping us to do this. Hugging, intimacy, very, very important. People power to have this at home also. We need intimacy, we need hugging, and the hugging power is very, very strong. Today I don't have time, others in my sessions, I make everybody hug each other. Today we can do it in the end if we have some time left. Finally, my prescription is going to have sleep in it. Today, friends, you all will see the lifestyle that you all are having, all we are having. We are deprived of sleep. 24/7 we are deprived of sleep. How are we going to handle that? You have to sleep early in the night. Get into the habit of sleeping as early as possible. Come home early, spend time with your children, eat your food, and then lights should be low, the computer should be stopped, the TV should be stopped, because if we don't catch up on our sleep, friends, it's having deleterious effects on our life. Breath work every day. Start with 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Breathing, normal breathing, just sitting in silence. Anulom Vilom, Kapalbhati can come later. But I'm saying, why breath? Because breath is a thread of the mind. The mind and the breath are connected so beautifully together that if we have to see, the mind is like a little baby. It's also like a tiger, it's also like a lion, it's also like a monkey. It has been told by the Upanishads, and even Swami Vivekananda has told, the mind is like a monkey. Monkey is going from one branch to another. It is bitten by a scorpion. So you know how restless the mind is. How do we control this mind? तो बहुत भागता है यहाँ वहाँ अभी हम बैठे हैं तो वहाँ पहुँच गया है. The only way, friends, to control the mind is to go on the breath. When we close our eyes and we look at our breath, let's do that. Just looking at our breath, we realize all the thoughts becoming lesser and lesser, and we are coming and centering to ourselves. हमारी दृष्टि जहां जाती है वैसे हमारी सृष्टि बोलती है. Life is not an outside journey. Life is an inside journey. If we can understand the landscape that we want to create in the outside world, first we have to create that landscape inside of us. The landscape of a diabetic patient is to have good health and wellness. That picture he can see first in his mind, in his inside self, and then he can go and do the steps what is required to become a healthy diabetic person. The joy prescription. What is the thing that you like to do? What do you like to do in your life which gives you happiness? We are sacrificing a lot of our joys today. Little joys. Husband-wife joys. Children, father, mother joys. We're not even telling compliments to our wife. How many of you tell compliments to your wife that you're looking nice today? Be truthful. One. Not a person is telling us, raising their hand. Okay, how many of you give compliments to their husbands? Yes, thank you. They are doing a great job. Our husbands have to be honored and respected and cared. And we are not doing that. So joy prescription is just little things. You're looking nice. Your tie is looking very nice today. You're looking very handsome. Your smile is so nice. Your hair is matching with your dress and with yourself, with your smile. Something you have to find good in the beauty in the life. Something fun in life. Only then that mindset will change. The inside is going to change. What's your song that you're singing? I want to tell you, 2 more minutes, no? Yeah, so what's the song that you're singing? What's the narrative of your life? Are you singing a song, victim song? मुझे diabetes हो गया, मैं क्या करूं अभी? मेरे को diabetes treatment करना है, मुझे ये खाना नहीं खाना है? Or are you empowering yourself? This is the thing we tell to the patient. Take the help of people around you. Find a strong purpose that you want to actually become healthy. And finally, be playful and do the things, read a book, write a book, do the journaling, do whatever makes you happy and be playful in your mind. And for this, I have a necklace. The necklace is NECKLACE, being non-judgmental, being empathetic, caring for the patient, knowing the patient in and out, listening to the patient, accepting the patient, connecting and empowering the patient. Friends, the only message if you can take away today from here is to care. When the patient comes to my clinic, if we can care for the patient, if we can show respect and love, and if he feels completely heard and listened to and recognized and empowered, I think we are doing our job very well. And that will come only if we apply this necklace to ourselves. This one necklace, we have to wear it for ourselves. We have to love ourselves. We have to empathize with our own self. Become strong. Who we are as doctors, and then only we can give it easily to the patient. And the third necklace is that same necklace has to be given to the patient, that he has to practice self-love, self-acceptance, self-care on himself. For this, I'm reminded of a song which I want you all to sing. Ultimately, it is all about life, how you make the other person feel. Helen Keller said that the most beautiful things in life cannot be touched, cannot be seen. They can only be felt by the heart. And today I want you all to join me in a song which my professor of anatomy used to sing, Dr. Manu Patel, and that is किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.